Real Madrid, a club that has produced Raúl, Iker Casillas, and more recently, Raúl Asensio, a club where only the truly exceptional make it from the academy to the first team. Well, ladies and gentlemen, meet the next name on that list. Thiago Pitarch Pinar, born on the 3rd of August, 2007 in Fuenlabrada, Spain. Just 18 years old. A central midfielder who, on the 17th of February 2026, walked off the bench in a Champions League match against Benfica and made his senior debut for Real Madrid. The kid is here, and today, we're breaking down exactly why everyone is talking about him. Let's start with who Thiago Pitarch actually is as a player, because this is where things get really exciting. Thiago is a central midfielder, not the biggest in the room, but don't let that fool you for a second. What he lacks in imposing physicality, he more than makes up for in footballing intelligence and technical quality. First and foremost, his technical ability. Thiago is the kind of player who doesn't panic on the ball. In tight spaces, under pressure, he finds a way out. His close control is exceptional for his age, and his dribbling in congested midfield areas has been one of the defining features of his game at Castilla and in the youth teams. Then there's his passing. Thiago distributes the ball with purpose. Short passes, switching the play, threading through balls into forwards. He does it all with confidence and accuracy. He's been described as mature beyond his years in terms of how he reads the game before he even receives the ball. That anticipation, that pre-scanning, is something you simply cannot coach. You either have it or you don't. Thiago has it. He's also not afraid to do the dirty work. This isn't just a flashy number 8 who disappears when the going gets tough. His pressing intensity, his willingness to recover the ball and break up opposition play, these are qualities that Castilla head coaches and technical staff have noticed. In preseason, he played the full 90 minutes against Marbella and impressed enough that coach Álvaro Arbeloa was pushing hard for his promotion to Castilla, a promotion that came in July 2025. And speaking of recognition, Thiago represented Spain at the under-20 level during the 2025 FIFA U20 World Cup. When your national federation trusts a teenager with international tournament football, that tells you everything you need to know about his standing in the game. Now, let's put Thiago in context, because Real Madrid's midfield is one of the most competitive in world football. You've got Jude Bellingham, Federico Valverde, Aurelien Tchouaméni, Eduardo Camavinga, Dani Ceballos. This is not a squad where you walk in. But here's the interesting thing. The player Thiago draws the most natural comparisons to is Eduardo Camavinga. Both are left-footed. Wait, no. Thiago is right-footed, which is actually an interesting distinction. But stylistically, there's a fluidity, a dynamism to his movement in midfield that echoes Camavinga's early days at the club. He arrives late into spaces, he has a gear to accelerate past opponents, and he's comfortable in both defensive and progressive roles. Where Thiago perhaps carves his own identity is in his reading of the game. Something closer to what you see from a player like Dani Ceballos at his best. That sense of tempo control, of knowing when to slow the game down and when to ignite it. And let's not forget, Camavinga was 18 when he joined Madrid and made an immediate impact. Thiago is the same age. So the burning question, does Real Madrid actually need Thiago Pitarch right now? Let's look at the squad. With Camavinga dealing with injury concerns and Dani Ceballos facing an uncertain future at the club, Real Madrid's midfield depth is under real pressure. Álvaro Arbeloa is a manager who demands intelligence, versatility, and technical precision from his midfielders. Sound familiar? That's exactly Thiago's profile. In a season where Real Madrid are competing across La Liga and the Champions League, a competition where Thiago already made his debut, squad depth isn't a luxury. It's a survival tool. A player who can come off the bench and not look out of place? Invaluable. A player who can train at the first team level and raise standards in the room every single day? Equally invaluable. Real Madrid's commitment to this kid tells its own story. They extended his contract through to 2030. When a club like Real Madrid ties down an 18-year-old academically trained midfielder to a 5-year deal, they're not doing it as a gesture. They're doing it because they see him as part of the future. Perhaps even the very near future. So let's bring it all together. Thiago Pitarch Pinar is an 18-year-old central midfielder from La Fabrica who has risen through one of the most competitive academy systems in world football. Technically gifted, tactically intelligent, composed under pressure. A player who earned his first Champions League minutes at 18 years old, and who already has the trust of his coaches, his club, and his national team. Is he a polished, finished product? No, and he doesn't need to be. What he is a player with the tools, the mentality, and the environment to develop into a genuinely elite footballer. At a club where players like Raul Asensio have shown that the academy to first-team pipeline is very much alive under Alvaro Arbeloa, the path for Thiago Pitarch is clear. Does Real Madrid need him badly right now? Maybe not in a desperate, urgent sense. They're still Real Madrid, but do they need a player of his profile, his age, and his quality in their midfield ecosystem? Absolutely. And the fact that they've already handed him a long-term contract and a Champions League debut says they know it too. And that's the analysis. But now, we want to hear from you. Do you think Thiago Pitarch Pinar has what it takes to become a Real Madrid first-team regular? Is he the next homegrown superstar from La Fabrica, or does he still have a long way to go? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one. If you enjoyed the video, please smash that like button. And guys, around 99.5% of our viewers are not subscribed yet, while only 0.5% have subscribed. So we really need your support. Your support motivates us to keep working hard, stay consistent, and bring you videos more frequently. So subscribe to the channel right away and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of our content. See you in the next one. Peace.